The notification appeared on my phone during my mother's funeral reception. A single email from a law firm I'd never heard of. Subject line: Urgent. Estate matter. Camila Torres. My sister stood beside me at the dessert table, dabbing her eyes with tissue, accepting condolences with practiced grace. She'd always been better at performing grief. I excused myself and walked to the parking lot. Open the email. Read it 3 times before my hands started shaking. My mother had a second will, filed privately 2 months before her death. And it named me, only me, as beneficiary of something worth $4.8 million. A commercial property portfolio nobody in our family knew existed. My name is Victoria Chen. I'm 31 years old. And this is how I discovered my mother had been protecting me from my own family for decades. Let me take you back 6 hours. The funeral home smelled like lilies and furniture polish. My sister Maya delivered the eulogy. Perfect hair, perfect dress, perfect tears. She talked about our mother's sacrifices, her devotion to family, her unwavering love. The audience nodded. Some cried. I sat in the front row and said nothing, because I knew a different version of our mother. The one who worked 3 jobs after our father left. The one who never asked Maya to contribute a single dollar. The one who quietly paid my college tuition while Maya spent her 20s finding herself in Bali. After the service, Maya pulled me aside. We need to talk about Mom's estate, she said, voice low. Okay. I spoke to her attorney last week. There's the house, some savings, her car. We'll split everything 50-50. I nodded. But I think, she continued, given that I was her primary caregiver these last few years, it's only fair I get the house. You can have the savings. Primary caregiver. She'd visited twice in 18 months. I'd been there every weekend, every hospital stay, every chemo appointment. But I didn't argue. I just said, let me think about it. Her smile tightened. Don't take too long. I already have a buyer interested. That's when my phone buzzed. The email that changed everything. I drove straight to the law firm's office. A woman in her 50s greeted me. Sharp suit, kind eyes. Ms. Torres, she said. I'm Rebecca Walsh. I've been waiting for you. She led me to a conference room. Closed the door. Slid a folder across the table. Your mother came to see me 9 weeks ago. She was very specific about her instructions. I opened the folder. Inside were property deeds. 8 commercial buildings across 3 cities. Lease agreements. Tax documents. Bank statements showing rental income streams. She acquired these over 23 years, Rebecca explained. Quietly. Carefully. She never told anyone. Why? Rebecca's expression softened. She said she watched her sister take, and she was tired of it. My throat tightened. The properties are yours. Fully transferred. Your sister has no legal claim. Does Maya know? Not yet. Your mother specified that you should be informed first. She wanted you to decide how to handle it. I stared at the documents, at the addresses, the revenue projections, the decades of silent planning. My mother had built an empire in the shadows, and she'd left it all to me. You need to understand something about my sister. Maya wasn't cruel. She was entitled. She'd learned early that charm could replace effort, that tears could erase accountability. Our mother enabled it, funded it, excused it, until she didn't. I spent 3 days reviewing the documents, meeting with accountants, understanding the structures. The properties were pristine, well-managed, profitable. My mother had been meticulous. On the 4th day, Maya called. The attorney wants to meet with both of us, she said. Tomorrow at 10. Okay. Something about a secondary document. Probably just formalities. I could hear the dismissiveness in her voice, the assumption that nothing important could exist outside her awareness. I'll be there, I said. The next morning, we sat across from Rebecca in the same conference room. Maya wore designer sunglasses, black dress, expensive handbag, mourning as performance art. Rebecca began without preamble. I've asked you both here to review your mother's complete estate plan. She handed Maya a folder. Then me. Maya opened hers first. Scanned the first page. Her face didn't change. The house, the car, and $47,000 in savings, Rebecca said. That's your inheritance, Maya. Maya blinked. What about the rest? There is no rest. That's the complete estate. That's impossible. Mom had more than this. Rebecca turned to me. Victoria, would you like to explain? I didn't want to, but I did. Mom owned 8 commercial properties. She built a portfolio over 23 years. She left it to me. Silence. Maya's mouth opened. Closed. You're lying. I slid my folder across the table. She grabbed it. Flipped through pages. Her hands started shaking. This can't be legal. She was sick. She wasn't thinking clearly. Rebecca's voice stayed level. Your mother was completely competent when she drafted this will. It was witnessed, notarized, and filed properly. You manipulated her. Maya's voice rose. You poisoned her against me. I didn't know about any of this until 4 days ago. Liar. She stood up. The chair scraped against the floor. I'll contest this. I'll fight it. Rebecca didn't flinch. You can try. But your mother anticipated that. She included a no contest clause. If you challenge the will and lose, you forfeit everything, including the $47,000. Maya's face went white. She looked at me. Really looked at me. How could you do this? And I realized she genuinely believed I'd orchestrated it, that I'd stolen what was rightfully hers. It had never occurred to her that our mother made this choice deliberately. I didn't do anything, I said quietly. Mom did. She grabbed her bag and left. The door slammed behind her. Rebecca let out a long breath. That went better than expected. I almost laughed. The next 2 weeks were brutal. Maya called, texted, left voicemails. Each message cycling through the same emotions: rage, grief, bargaining, accusation. She'd told extended family I'd manipulated our dying mother, that I'd stolen her inheritance, that I was heartless. Cousins called to lecture me. Aunts expressed disappointment. Nobody asked for my side of the story. I blocked most of them. Then Maya tried something different. She showed up at my apartment. No warning. Just knocked on the door at 9 p.m. I opened it. She looked terrible. No makeup. Unwashed hair. Please, she said. Can we talk? I let her in. She sat on my couch and cried. Real tears this time. I'm broke, she said. I have debt. I thought Mom's estate would solve everything. I didn't respond. I know I wasn't there. I know you did more. But I'm still her daughter. Doesn't that count for something? It did count, I said. Mom left you the house. A house I can't afford to maintain. That's not generosity. That's a burden. I thought about that. About whether she was right. She could have left you nothing, I said finally. She chose not to. Maya's expression hardened. So that's it? You keep millions and I get scraps? I keep what Mom chose to give me. Just like you. You're really going to do this? I'm not doing anything. This was already done. She stood up, walked to the door, turned back once. You know what's funny? I always thought you were the weak one. Quiet little Victoria who never fought for anything. She smiled. Not kind. Not warm. Turns out you're just as selfish as everyone else. Then she left. And I stood there wondering if she was right. I didn't touch the properties for a month. Just let them run. Let the management companies handle everything. I kept going to my job. Kept living in my small apartment. Kept existing in the space between my old life and whatever came next. Then I received a letter from Maya's attorney. She was contesting the will after all, claiming undue influence, diminished capacity, fraud. Rebecca called me an hour after I received it. She's bluffing, Rebecca said. She has no case, but it'll tie things up for months. What do I do? Nothing. Let her spend money on lawyers while the no contest clause hangs over her head. But I didn't want months of court battles. I didn't want family warfare. I wanted peace. So I did something my mother probably wouldn't have approved of. I called Maya. Meet me tomorrow, I said. One last conversation. We met at a coffee shop. Neutral territory. She arrived late. Sat down without ordering anything. I'm not dropping a lawsuit, she said immediately. I know. Then why are we here? I slid a folder across the table. She opened it. Inside was a cashier's check for $200,000 and a property deed. One of the smaller buildings, worth about $600,000. What is this? She asked. Your choice, I said. Take this now. Drop the lawsuit, or keep fighting and risk losing everything. She stared at the documents. This isn't even half. No, it's not. But it's more than you'll get if you lose in court. Why would you give me anything? Because Mom wanted peace. And I'm tired of fighting. She looked at me then. Really looked. You're still weak, she said. Even with all that money. Maybe she was right. Maybe strength looks different than I thought. Think about it, I said. You have 48 hours. I stood up and left. 2 days later, Maya's attorney contacted Rebecca. She was accepting the offer. The lawsuit was withdrawn. I never heard from my sister again. 6 months later, I quit my job. Started working with the properties directly. Learning the business my mother built in silence. I renovated 2 of the buildings. Improved 3 others. Hired better property managers. Created a foundation in my mother's name. Funded scholarships for women leaving abusive relationships. Because that's what my mother had been. Decades ago. And that's why she understood the value of hidden resources. Of silent strength. Of building something nobody could take away. I don't know if I made the right choice with Maya. Some days I think I should have kept everything. Other days I think I gave away too little. But here's what I learned. Inheritance isn't just about money. It's about understanding who protected you. Who saw you when you were invisible to everyone else. Who built something in the shadows so you could walk in the light. My mother spent 23 years creating a safety net I didn't know I needed. And when she was gone, she made sure nobody could destroy it. Not even family. If you're watching this and you've ever been overlooked, if you've ever been the one who showed up while others performed, know this. Someone saw you. Maybe they haven't told you yet. Maybe they never will. But the people who truly love you don't announce it. They build it. Quietly. Carefully. And they trust that when the time comes, you'll understand what they were really giving you. Not money. Freedom. If this story moved you, leave a comment. Tell me who saw you when nobody else did. And if you want to hear more stories about quiet strength and hidden power, subscribe. Because the people who change everything rarely make noise while they're doing it. Thanks for watching.